Let's keep it moving. All right, we're going to talk about coaches. So obviously, coaches are kind of the predominant force in college football. People who that mean have a tremendous influence on these squads. Teams kind of go high or low based on them. So we are at the precipice. We are the tipping point for a lot of programs. We're going to talk about two questions. One, who's the first coach fired, and two, who's the first coach on the hot seat that's going to have such a good season they get themselves off. So let's start with who's going to be the first coach fired. And for this experience, we're keeping it just to the Power Four conferences. I'm going to go ahead. Anybody want to start?
I will go first.
All right, hit me.
Hit it.
By Halloween, Mike Norvell of Florida State will be fired.
Yep.
Me too.
You look at
It's
their
unanimous.
All three of us
It's
took Norvell?
unanimous.
Oh, did we really?
Number one.
Right. So first week they have New Mexico State win. Then they're hosting SMU on Monday night, Labor Day weekend. They're going to lose on national television.
Yep.
Then they're going to Alabama. Was that one of the 4 losses you had in a row for them? Or
No. Okay. Keep going.
Then they have a cupcake against Central Arkansas. But then they host UVA, which I think they'll lose. They're at Louisville, who we know is going to be better this year. And then, like I said, Clemson's going to go to the playoffs, and they're going to beat them. They'll be 3-5 by Halloween, and he will be unemployed.
His buyouts come way down as well. Like I know Florida State has money problems. I know they've got some real challenges. They still have Deuce Robinson, who's one of the best wide receivers.
Oh my God,
we watched him catch a touchdown pass 8 feet in front of us in Charlottesville last year. He's still there, but I have no faith in Ashton Daniels, who's the Auburn backup wash around. Like he is not a good quarterback. So yeah, for me, this was an easy decision. I wanted to say DeBoer just because of my 4-game losing streak call. That would have been the one, but Norvell's going to be gone before that happens. So that's why, yeah.
I figured we all had the same one. That's why I wanted to go first.
Yeah, it's really just the week. That's the real discussion. Like, which week is it? And I bet the people who are making big decisions in Florida State's front offices are just chomping at the bit, just tapping their toes.
Yeah, they're fundraising right now. They are passing around a hat. See who's got what. Let's go ahead and get this over with.
Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. We are out, man. Well, we don't know any Florida State fans, do we? Jesus, it's tough.
All right, so I'll jump in with another pretty obvious. Belichick gone.
You don't no faith in the.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't, and I think Mark's exactly right. He's going to be honestly collecting a paycheck in the NFL before Christmas.
Go ahead.
They recently fired Lombardi, who was in as their GM. Something's going on at UNC right now, and I don't think it's a good thing. Sorry,
I think UNC was such a circus last year. It can't be worse. So I don't think. I mean, obviously the Jordan stuff's gotten real quiet. I'll say a couple things that I like about UNC. I'm not as bearish, I should say, as you are. Last year, the last 7 games, the defense plays well. They did lose that linebacker trio, which was really, really good, but they still have. I mean, like you said analysts, you said defensive analysts for a reason. The man knows what a defense is supposed to look like. I think he's going to have that. On the offensive side, you've got super 25th year quarterback Billy Edwards, who is nobody's first choice. He had a good year at Maryland, went to Wisconsin, couldn't stay healthy, back at UNC. If you get the right version out of him, and the guy who's going to do that, their offensive coordinator, that would be one motorcycle riding Bobby Petrino, who's an offensive savant. Like you could squint, you could see it. A defense that'll be in the right position, play sound defense. I think they're going to have that. A healthy Billy Edwards with Bobby Petrino running the offense. I don't know. Like you're not telling, like I'm not saying they're going to the ACC championship, but like I could see a world where UNC isn't a total tire fire. I could see it.
I can see also that the UNC is just embarrassed. They're kind of a laughing stock at this point about the whole Belichick thing. That the sooner they cut ties with him, the better. I think as far as their PR.
Yeah, but winning. I'll tell you one thing that cures a lot of ills. Winning. He strings together a couple W's. He might get himself out of there. All right, I'm gonna go on the other side. We're talking about coaches that are gonna do better. They are on the hot seat now, and things are they're gonna see the light. Then they're gonna turn the corner. I'll start. Luke Fickell, Wisconsin. I am bullish on the Badgers this year. Love Colton Joseph, the quarterback transfer from Old Dominion University. They have ditched the air raid. I think they were calling it the dairy raid, whatever that gimmicky pass first offense, getting back to a running game. Abu Sama's a good back. They play good defense. They were top 25 defense. Their schedule was insanely brutal. They get a much better schedule this year. And lastly, and the thing that nobody really talks about, they had a top 25 defense last year, despite being on their fifth string quarterback and their ninth string receiver, they played good defense all year. They're going to do that again. Better quarterback, better scheme, better schedule, better health. Give me Wisconsin. Bullish on the Badgers.
I got that as well, and I want to take a quick shout out break. My wife, I said when I was coming up to do the pod, she was like, "Oh, I got a bold prediction for you. Wisconsin Badgers national champs."
Love
Put
it.
it on the pod. So shout out to Abs. You heard it here first.
That's right.
Go Badgers.
Go Badgers.
Another shout out. I got Anna Moncure, Brian Muncie, friends of the podcast,
hey, Al.
as the guest koozie today. So shout out Anna Bear and Brian.
I'm not legally allowed to support any Wisconsin sports, so I can't.
All right, who's the coaches? Coach on the comeback. Who you got?
All right, I got Shane Beamer, South Carolina.
Yep.
Now, last year, they won 4 games, maybe a little bit of a downshift, but all right. LaNorris Sellers has nothing to do but work at the driving range. We're not going to any classes this year. I think it's the second year of Art Briles' son as the offensive coordinator.
Kendall Briles, yep.
I love David Boston or Alshon Jeffrey version 2.0, Nick Harbor, the wide receiver. That dude is a man among boys out there. I love watching him. And now, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think Beamer's going to do enough that they're going to keep him around. And they're going to try. Now, he said in a press conference last week, it's playoffs or bust, but I think he's got a little bit more there. They're a bowl-worthy team this year.
So if I didn't pick Wisconsin, I was going to pick South Carolina. Look, they've got a potential superstar at 3 of the 4 top positions. Nick Harbor, LaNorris Sellers, and Dylan Stewart, who's probably the first, either him or Colin Simmons from Texas, probably the first defensive end off the board. They totally revamped the offensive line. They got a whole bunch of new transfers. They had probably the worst offensive line in the SEC last year, which is really saying something. Those are bad teams with offensive lines. So LaNorris Sellers should be upright. If he has time, if he can move the ball, I mean, you've got superstars at a receiver, superstar defensive end, superstar quarterback. Like, they've got some ingredients. I'm not saying they're a complete roster like Georgia or Texas, but there's a lot to like about South Carolina. So if I didn't pick Wisconsin, I was going to take South Carolina as well.
100%. Totally agree. I'll move to West Coast and just say Lincoln Riley works himself off of this list. He is talked about on these lists right now. He's absolutely going to come through in a very competitive and difficult Big Ten and, make everybody very happy with 9 wins or so for USC.
Yeah, will they be happy with 9 wins at USC though? Like, I think their expectations are unrealistic.
Big Ten is the class of the country now. So they say.
It's true. He does live on these lists. He's always there because he never figures out defense. They hired Gary Patterson, the former TCU legend who was there for a jillion years and always had a pretty good defense. I was sad to see D'Anton Lynn go back to Penn State, but that's his alma mater. Of course, he's going to go back there. Gary Patterson is a good DC. I mean, for Lincoln Riley, it's the same story as always. Figure out defense, and the sky's the limit. Otherwise, the limit is 8-9 wins. There it is. You're hitting it every time. So,
I think they'll be really happy in Southern Cal this year.
I hope you're right on that one. Football's better when USC is super.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right.
You made it all the way to the end. Thank you for that. Find more of the Mike Blitz on YouTube, Buzzsprout, anywhere you find your podcast. Like and subscribe for the algorithm.